Yo, what's going on? This is Kurt and I'm back for another video. The topic of my video today is the invisible war in the skies plus the 10 laws of spiritual warfare workshop. So today I want to speak about the invisible war that's going on in the sky. What is happening in the sky? What is happening in the skies? What you should know about what is happening in the sky and how is it relevant to you? Also, I want to announce that I have a workshop on March 18th at 2 p.m. Eastern. I promised you guys that you'd be able to book all of my services directly. So now if you go to theskepticalspiritualist.com, you have all of my services. You can book any consultation, the dream reading workshop, the 4 elements workshop, the normal consultation, the birth chart reading, but you can also go and book your spot for the 10 laws of spiritual warfare workshop on March 18th at 2 p.m. Eastern. The 10 laws of spiritual, Baron Samedi, the warrior sage, and the 10 laws of spiritual warfare. So the events that are happening right now, the events that are happening in the sky are very relevant to the workshop I'm going to have on March 18th. So I want to inform you guys, or rather, I want to let you know what is going on in the skies and where does it come from. So understanding the war in the sky is crucial for our spiritual journey in this moment. Here's what you need to know. Our collective spirits did not accept the conditions of the lockdown in 2020. We got locked in the house and we were unable to move. Many lost their business and revenue. They forced us to wear face coverings. They made a specific remedy mandatory. We got robbed of our time. Usually, most of what these planners do goes unpunished. People call them the elite, but there is no such thing as the elite. What is, there are billions of individuals. Those billions are either sovereign and have mastered their separate darkness, or they haven't. When combined, the billions that haven't mastered their own shadows form an amalgamation, an all-encompassing ultimate dark shadow. And that shadow is what is wielded and weaponized by this sophisticated and intricate insulated network through politics, entertainment, religion, and mass economy. There is a shadow government controlling a shadow population, or rather a population of shadows. This world shadow is what we contend with daily. The people that wield this shadow are always hiding. Why are they hiding? They use third parties to wage their wars. They isolate themselves from consequences. For the most part. When masterminding a plan, they seek shadow souls to lead their movements. Those souls are initiated and graded. Those grades grant them powers and affluence, but it's all a bullseye on their back. Those who take on the spirit of political parties and or ideological movements ready to die or kill for them will get the brunt of the karma. When somebody takes on the spirit of what you have created and has their blood spilled, or they spill somebody else's blood, you, as the creator of such currents, you redirect the karma to them. So it's like saying, hey, I had nothing to do with this. That person acted it out, not me. So let's say somebody creates the KKK, right? They will create a lodge for the KKK. They will create a grading system for the KKK. They will write the entire ideology for the KKK. Once they do that, they go find dark or shadow souls that can take on the spirit of that egregore. They give them power, position, wealth, and everything that comes with that. However, when shit hits the fan concerning the actions that those people will do, the people that created the KKK, that created the initiation system and the grading system, have their hands washed. And when the KKK has to face the consequences for their actions, the ones who have the power or who were granted the power are going to be the face, and whatever consequences come back, it comes back to them. It never comes back to the people that have created the entire thing. That is how, for the most part, these people were able to get away, or they're able to get away with what they do. Some say, oh, if the government tells you what they're going to do, they tell you in the movies, that's why they don't have karma. That is so fucking stupid. If you tell someone you're going to shoot them in their face and then you shoot that person in their face, you're not going to get any consequences because you told them? No, that's called premeditated murder. Of course, there's consequences, but that's not how they do it. They don't avoid karma by telling you what they do. No, they avoid karma because their hands directly do not their hands directly are not the ones that are going to get dirty. They pay someone, they create an institution, they create a hierarchy. So when the KKK, who wasn't the intellectual creators of the movement, when the person in the group goes out and he lynches and he kills, when the spirits of the people that are killed want to get revenge, they can never find the ones who have the intellectual property. They will only find the face of the group. That's how they isolate themselves. That's how they have isolated themselves over the years. So they are always hiding. So karma has degrees. Unfortunately for us, as a collective that includes the shadow people, our standards for karma are very subpar. So the people who got killed by the KKK, or the people who got killed by any group that was created by the government, when their spirits want to go and get revenge, as soon as blood is shed, their spirits are appeased. Therefore, we rarely get proper justice for the most part. Why? Because most are wrestling against flesh and blood. The collective is not wrestling against powers and the rulers and principalities. We think that a politician winning or losing a fucking election, it's karma. So the events in 2020 marked a significant awakening in the collective. In 2020, they thought that they would be able to do the same song and dance. They thought that it would be enough. Okay, so we're going to put these people in a house. We're going to do what the fuck we want. And then we'll just wash our hands. But this time it didn't work because people were thinking, people were understanding, and people didn't want an answer on the flesh and blood level. People wanted answers against the rulers in the darkness, and people wanted to fight against the principalities. So a call rang out to activate a karma that is based on dispassion, justice, and universal principles. This time, they are not getting away with it. We're fighting back and we are reclaiming the air element. The air element is always connected to the sun. In this sphere, death is the lightning bolt that galvanizes thinking, reasoning, and perception. In proximity to death, air retains its chaotic, wild, and untamable essence. The air element only makes sense in the sphere of the sun. So, what did the planners try to do? They tried to terraform the air. They tried to make the air Plutonian, or they are trying to. They seeded the air to accommodate an artificial, robotized intelligence. An intelligence they plan to make your bodies the host of. So, chemtrails, social media, viral challenges, the scrolling, the obsession with the uniformity of thought, expression, all the shit you see on the internet, it was all part of an elaborate plan to terraform the air element so that entities from the realm of Pluto could be brought down. So, did you know that ChatGPT was an attempt to pacify humanity? They thought they could pay blood money when things took a turn for the worse, but it's not happening. So when they saw that the same playbook they used over and over didn't work, and people were coming for them invisibly to get retribution and justice for what they did, they tried to pull the artificial intelligence and the ChatGPT from the realm of Pluto to pacify humanity. But it's not working. And furthermore, we miss the point when we think about a society ran by robots. Spiritual entities always accompany those robots. They are synthetic. These entities are synthetic and not acclimated to our realm. We've banished those entities many times in the past. Supercomputers are merely a body for these entities. A supercomputer is a suit for these entities who come from the realm of Pluto. They know nothing about respect. They know nothing about kindness. They know nothing about compassion. They know nothing about boundaries. So what we're seeing in the sky right now is the collective spirit of the earth, of the realm of the sun, fighting back against those entities because they have been terraforming the atmosphere, which is the air element, and we're fighting back, and we are collectively sending those entities back to where they belong to, because their consciousness and their way of doing and their way of being is not conducive to the earth plane. So this is what we're fighting with at the moment. That sums up the war in the skies. So now, the next part is crucial because in the next year and a half, we will be confronted invisibly with wars. It's a must that you fortify your intellect. War is a mental game, a test of our minds and will. It challenges our conceptions and long-held beliefs, but with mental clarity, we can navigate these challenges with focus and preparation. The reason I call this Baron Samedi, the warrior sage, the 10 laws of spiritual warfare, is because Baron Samedi, as the master of Alpha or Aleph, because in the Kabbalah you have Aleph. Aleph is always connected to the sun, but Aleph is chaos. But this chaos or this Aleph needs the earth plane. So Baron Samedi, most people don't know a lot about Baron Samedi. Baron Samedi, he is a protector of the earth plane. The reason why he's the god or the deity of death is because death is something that can only happen here on the earth plane. And because of the reality of death here on the earth plane, it forces you to develop your mental. It forces you to develop your feelings. It forces you to develop your perception in a way that cannot be experienced in other realms. So make no mistakes about it. Baron Samedi is a protector for this realm. So Baron Samedi is always fighting against these intruders and these entities from other planes that are trying to come and make a home here. So Baron Samedi is the most misunderstood divinity. Baron is a warrior. Baron is a sage. He's a warrior sage because he is a master of Aleph. He is emotionless. He understands the mental games better than anyone. His mind belongs to the inevitability of death. I've learned from Baron that if you get angry, you have no power. Anger is fear and lack of knowledge. Anger is a cry from the helpless directed at the vague God of their limited understanding. Do not let the folklore fool you. Baron is the epitome of respect, the respect of universal principles. If you don't respect death, how can you honor life? Death is only the other aspect of life. Therefore, there is no one who is more connected to life and to the earth plane than the master of death. Therefore, as a spiritualist, but as a man especially, death must permeate your mind. You must protect, provide, guide, lead, and teach. This is also another lesson from Baron Samedi. Good luck if you're waiting on spirits, angels, demons, ancestors, or any other beings to do your job for you. No one loves your family the way you love them. This assignment is not limited to the physical plane. How can you raise a family, love them dearly, protect them while alive, and not have enough power and command to preserve the entirety of them? Mind, body, soul, and spirit. The source of your weakness is the fear your mind carries. Fear creates mental infinity. However, once your mind is immersed and sourced in death, there is no longer any fear. This fear projects inwardly and outwardly, seeking help. Humans get into arguments and debates looking for shortcuts as if universal principles gave a shit about mass consensus. So people will join a movement, they'll join a group, they'll join a religion because the masses are on this side, and the arguments or the canon or the doctrines of said religions or spiritual movements, people think that these are enough to protect them in this life and in the afterlife. But that's completely false. You're alone, solely responsible for yourself. However, your strength and your power can benefit those that you love. If you do not understand the game, you will get hypnotized. In that state, you are of no use to anyone. And this is key to understanding Baron Samedi, or the current of energy of Baron Samedi. An aspect, Baron Samedi is so powerful that Baron Samedi has his consciousness in multiple planets. Usually deities are sourced in one planet or two. Baron Samedi is sourced in at least 4 different planets. An aspect of Baron's consciousness operates in the realm of violet light. There are different realms of light. One of the realms is called black light, but it's actually purple light. The others are a divine sort of black light. Then there's violet light. Violet light is the realm of the warrior sages. The realm of violet light is where you can learn to work with potential energy and not kinetic energy. It's also where you get to know the magical applications of the secrets of silence. In this workshop, I will teach you the 10 laws of spiritual warfare. I will also guide you on the key words and practices to connect to potential energy. Remember, fortifying your mind in death is crucial. You must abandon emotions and not polarize the nature of your mind in any direction. Here's the teachings of Baha Samdi also. If you're honest with yourself, you know that you can't prove 95% of the things that you believe in. If we had to pay for beliefs like we pay for commodities, the world would be a beautiful place. Ironically, we do pay for our beliefs. The erosion of your sovereignty is one form of payment. The other way we pay for our beliefs is the emotional prisons that trap us because of our beliefs. You have an ideology, you have to defend it against another ideology. You're always in a state where your energy is continuously being spent because you have something to protect. But when you have no beliefs, you have nothing to protect, and you can cultivate your energy. By the end of this workshop, you can expect to experience a significant shift. You will find yourself less swayed by emotions and more confident in understanding spiritual warfare. You'll grasp how to protect yourself and your loved ones at all levels. Why is there always only one Sith Lord and a student? Because the teacher is your reflection in the mirror. It's that part of you that is so certain of everything. The 10 laws will show you how to start dissolving it. Here's an exercise. Pardon me. Get out of mental infinity. You must concede mentally to escape infinity. Get out of the what ifs, the buts, the I don't know. Admit that you can't prove 95% of what you believe in. If you have beliefs, you have to defend your beliefs. That comes at a tremendous mental price. Instead, utilize your imagination in another way. This way is more empowering. Tell yourself that everything is against you. Your family, your friends, the government, the world, the extraterrestrials, the spirits, and even the gods. Burn hope and expectation at the root. There is no need to go up and down based on people's actions or behaviors. In this frame of mind, you must solely rely on yourself and your abilities. So when somebody does something, your first instinct isn't to say, how could they do this to me? You won't personalize things. You'll get it. Hey, the entire world is against me. Factually, I know the world is against me. So I'm not going to be emotional about anything. I'm not going to ask myself, how could they do this to me? I'm not going to tell myself, what does the holy book say I should do about it? How can a deity help me? I'm not going to tell myself, how could this person not see that they're wrong? No, I'm going to ask myself, what can I do about it in the moment? And in the moment, if I can't do anything about it, I have to go look for a solution. The burden of thought, action, and reflection and execution will always fall upon you. Burn hope at the root and simply ask yourself, what can I do? Most of the times where you get angry at someone, a family, a friend, the government, anything, it's really because if you had power to change the situation, you wouldn't get mad. If you had the knowledge about the situation, you wouldn't get mad. So when we're angry, against when we're angry because of something or at someone, is because truthfully it's a lack of knowledge and it's a lack of power. Because in power, in command, and in knowledge, there's no need to get mad. You don't like something, you just fix it. So that was for the 10 laws of spiritual darkness. The 10 laws of spiritual warfare. But also, I'm going to read to you something by Amir Fatsir. Like I said, go to amirfatsir.com. He is an excellent scholar, and he has a lot of great information. I'm going to read to you something that he wrote on the nature of spirit versus consciousness. This is extremely, if you can meditate on this for the next month, if you could meditate on what I'm about to read from Amir Fatsir, this will open so many dimensions of thought, of contemplation, of understanding, and of power for you. Amir Fatsir says there are two fundamental currents or indivisible parts of being. They are consciousness and spirit. These two fundamentals are consciousness and spirit. There is consciousness that can know and learn but cannot store what it knows. Then there is spirit, which is called Ra, which stores all the knowledge in the universe but is incapable of knowing the knowledge that it stores. I'll repeat this again. There is consciousness that can know and learn but cannot store what it knows. There is spirit which stores all knowledge in the universe but is incapable of knowing the knowledge that it stores. Consciousness is powerless, but it can give direction and understand what it wills to accomplish. The spirit has infinite ability to do, but it must be given direction. The consciousness has no direct control over the thoughts and feelings thrown into the sphere of awareness. The thoughts and the feelings generator is the spirit. He goes on to say, in 85% of the poison animal flesh eaters, there is no unity between consciousness and spirit. So the person or the lower self is in a state of disunity. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad did not speak metaphorically when he said that unity is more powerful than atoms, atomic bombs. The spirit is like a mighty robot. He is all powerful, but rather really stupid. So essentially, when you understand the separation between, or the perceived separation between the consciousness that is all-knowing, all-wise, all-seeing, omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient, versus the spirit that can't know what it knows, but could store all that it knows. So the spirit and the consciousness need to be made one. And the realm within which you make the spirit and the consciousness one is the realm of violet light, and it is the realm of the expertise of Baron Samedi. So Baron Samedi as an entity, not only is he all-knowing, all-wise, all-seeing, all-powerful, but his knowledge, his power, and his actions could manifest physically. So he has the consciousness and he also has the spirit. And this is the manipulation and the manipulation and the unification of consciousness and spirit is the realm of violet light. So that was the video for today. The invisible war in the skies plus the 10 laws of spiritual warfare. Come and book your seat for the workshop on March 18th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Go to theskepticalspiritualist.com and reserve your spot. So that was the video for today. Peace.